Hey guys, welcome back to another video brought to you today by Total Cards, and today I am here with Andrew Fwaite, who just came third place at a Yu-Gi-Oh! Regional. What deck did you play, Andrew?
I played SuperHeavy Samurai.
SuperHeavy Samurai. This deck is absolutely insane. Andrew's playing some crazy side deck cards. He's an absolute mad lad. He's insane. And how old are you?
I'm 12.
Only 12. He's out here coming third place at like your second ever regional, which is absolutely insane. So we're dead happy for him, and he wants to share his deck list with you. But do you have any shout outs you want to
Yeah, shout out to Luke Delaney. He was a big help in helping me learn the deck and trying to make my list as perfect as possible. I hope he can do well at Nats as well.
Insane, yo. Right before Nats, so best of luck to everyone who's going to Nationals this weekend as well. Hopefully you can share the spice, give some help with the SuperHeavy Samurai decks. And before we begin, guys, if you're looking for any sealed product or single cards for Yu-Gi-Oh!, Pokemon or Magic, be sure to check out totalcards.net. But without further ado, let's crack on into your deck profile.
We've got the SuperHeavy Samurais, we've got Triple Kaushi.
Brand new one, insane.
Yeah, best card in the deck. Or maybe this. Triple Soul Piercer.
You got the real best card there.
Yeah, no one's return search is just insane. Triple Wagon. It's the worst start in the deck, but I think there are some lists that play 2, and I don't particularly agree with that, because I think just having that straight 86.7% chance of something just to open a starter is insane, and it's just nice to have the consistency. Triple Bike. I think this is the best starter because it threatens Gamma, and you can't ogre it or anything like that, so it's just crazy. So 12 starters. Then for the cards you need to play, you have to play Double Banker, because if you play a 1, when you open it, it just becomes so much worse. Because when you do open 1, there is a chance of it using it to be a starter. But if you open 1 and you don't play another, it just turns off your Kaushi, which is really bad. You play 1 scales. Some lists play 2, which is good. I used to, but now I realised the card's expensive. So I only play 1. You don't need to play more than 1 because you can shuffle it back with Tunneler. You have to play the booster to make Gigant, and it's just a good fork to make Beguska or Saratobi in weird situations. I played 1 Peacemaker. Some people play more than 1, and I think that's fair, but one, I didn't have more than 1 copy at the time, and I also just didn't think you needed it because I don't think it increases your board under draw. If anything, I just think it means you get more searches, which means more follow-up. And 1 Stealthy as well, because I played Gigant and Ballista, so just having the Stealthy just helped. And also the matchups like Runic, which I didn't get to go against sadly, but it just helps by taking the Freezing Curse off Flashing Fire or anything like that.
Is there any particular reason you chose to play Gear Gigant and the Engine Gear Ballista?
It'll be something in the side deck, but it does come up in weird situations, because I learned this from Delaney. You can shotgun to Apo in weird situations where you have the Ballista and the Stealthy. And it just means your opponent doesn't always get the chance to respond to a nib, because most people hold the nib to Cleafort, because that's where you're going to get the most advantage out of it. We played 17 hand traps, which is insane. It's really nice to say that in a deck. There's not many decks you get to play that many hand traps. So Triple Ash. Probably I was thinking of playing less. I was thinking of playing 2 and playing 3 or something else, but I think you just need it for that branded matchup. And it's just kind of nice to have the card into row matchups as well. One of the best hand traps of the format, I feel, is Ogre, because it's really good into a lot of different things, because especially when something like Apollos is really popular in this format, this just kind of stops Apo completely. And it's also just good for Super Heavy.
100%. That's really interesting as well, because a lot of players wouldn't consider saving a Ghost Ogre for like an Appaloosa. They're always going to shotgun the Ghost Ogre in the combo. So if you know the problematic card against Super Heavy Samurai for you is Appaloosa, and you've got a Goga, maybe it is worth saving, or you can't interrupt their Prodigy enough to stop them, because you'd normally hit a Prodigy or a Kaushi. That could be interesting.
It's usually a Prodigy or a Scarecrow, because I think it's 5v Scarecrow, because you can't do it again, obviously, but it doesn't hurt the combo too much, because that's why you have things like Stealthy as well, which is specially attributed for Peacemaker.
Yeah.
Easily best hand trap of the format is Droll. It's just pretty much an FTKV, Super Heavy. If your Pearly player does not play around Droll as well, stops that. It's good into weird matchup as well. So Droll's a crazy card. Not a fair card as well. Yeah,
it's just you have to play Droll, and there's nothing really you can play.
If you can't play Droll, maybe play a different deck. It's kind of that kind of thing. And then Triple Gamma as well. Things like Wakaushi and Bike just threaten it. And if your opponent doesn't play around it, it is just basically an instant because you get so much advantage from it.
Yeah, Gamma, and with you not being able to play spell traps in the deck as well, it's not like you can play Call by the Grave or any other really good spells. Gamma's the only one that can really help protect your combo and also massively interrupt your opponent's combo. So it's insane.
People side deck things like Espelon as well for the Labyrinth matchup because the deck does have a pretty hard match up with it because of deck dev.
Yeah, Furniture Labyrinth and just Labyrinth in general is getting more popular. You know, it's taking names at nationals and everything. I know. It's a really scary deck. So
especially deck dev. Deck dev is such a stupid card.
That's a cool consideration. Yeah.
I played 2 of these hand traps. I played double Mourner and double Crow. Some people don't play Crow, and I understand that because Crow's weird into a lot of different matchups. But these things like SuperHeavy, just being able to snipe the Soul Piercer out the grave does quite a lot for the combo. It's also good to be branded to stop the main deck getting put a lot because obviously I don't main Bestials, so just having that main deck out to them is really useful, especially if they need to get like Brand Fusion to hand by going like Retribution, Saronir.
Sick, yeah. And why are you choosing to play Ghost Mourner instead of something like Effect Veiler?
Because Mourner over Veiler, so you can use it. Except you can, it can't be chain blocked, which is good, but Veiler can't either. But you can use it into draw phase as well. So into Pearly, which I don't want to think is a real deck, but it's been putting up names like Nats. I think post Dune, the deck's going to be insane because the new Pearly is really good. But Morn is really good into Pearly. It's weird into the mirror match, which is why it usually gets side out, but I think it's definitely a consideration into the mirror match.
Insane. So that's it for the hand traps.
Yeah.
All 19 of them, you said?
17.
17, sorry, 17.
I should have played more, but it didn't really matter. For like one-ups, you played one Jizukuru because it's a searchable kaiju off Cleafort. You usually search it turn 1 because it means you have so much follow-up going second, or going turn 3, I mean. It's also funny into situations where Chaos Angel's a card, because if they set up a Chaos Angel, it can be a problem to out, because really your only big beater is Access Code, and if they're ending on more than just Chaos Angel, obviously it's going to be hard to get to the Access Code.
Yeah, most decks that have like Chaos Angel on field might have like a Borrowload Savage Dragon, and they're all unaffected. All the synchro monsters are unaffected, which makes it really difficult.
Yeah, I learned that last Tuesday.
Yeah, so Kaijus are really, really good.
I played one Regulus. Some people play 2 or 3, which is fair, but it's like 60 quid, I think.
Yeah, Regulus has shot up in price.
I know. I'm so happy I got it early.
Luckily, it should be getting a reprint in the Mega Tins.
Yeah.
So if you can hold out until the end of the year, hopefully you'll be able to get.
It's like a crazy card because you play like Sargas Merrimaker, Donatus format Zeus, and just a crazy thing to end on as well. It's a crazy card. I played one Pancratops. Not a lot of people play it, and that's pretty understandable, but that one of that you can pen summon turn 1 or just use as like a sort of kaiju into Apo and things like that is crazy. There's also just something that's just there on the board and just is really scary, to be fair.
It's pretty wild, is you're going to have some situations as well with Gamma so popular in the format.
Yeah.
You'll be able to summon the Pancratops go on first without the Pendulum Scales as well.
Yeah.
Because most of the time in the Gamma, you're not going to have more than 2 monsters on field. So it can be really cool Pancratops.
Yeah.
Kaiju, Pancratops, and Regulus, they all feel like hand traps essentially.
Yeah.
They're all really good. Yeah.
Didn't actually think about that for like summoning it when you're upon Gammas, yeah.
Yeah, it came up for me at the regional as well. Yeah, it was absolutely wild. He completely blew me out with like Droll and everything.
Yeah.
And I opened Regulus and Pancratops.
Oh, crazy.
So I just summoned Regulus, Pancratops, and I won the game. Like that combo alone was insane.
Yeah.
So yeah, the Pancratops is now in the main deck. It was in the side deck. It is now in the main.
I've been maining it for ages. It's crazy card. Then I played the Tunneler Box package because it's a crazy thing to search, and just getting that draw 2 and Pot of Avarice basically, it's absolutely insane. Just makes you like follow up on turn 3 so much better because you can just do the entire combo again.
Absolutely insane. It's like a free pendulum summon. It's so free.
In the extra deck we played the Lynx, 1 access code for the OTKs, the Apple for making your board. You play the Unicorn to help break board to make your like 3 mat access code. It's also just a nice body to end on. When I used to play IP, because it was just a nice thing to make Unicorn as part of your inboard if you play like the Cyberstand stuff. 1 Ballista to search your gearbox. It also comes up in funny situations where you need the extra PS to search. So if you have your PS and spell trap, it's just funny to do that. Also, if you shuffle back with Tunneler, late game you can use it to pop your Benkei to use Wakaushi again.
Yeah, that's sick. Yeah, nice.
1 Genius. It comes up to out Floodgates and things like Rainbow Magician if you don't have those out yet, or if you just haven't drawn into them. I went against Dark Magician round 1. This came up to out the Skill Drain, and the summon limit. I didn't win that game because I couldn't out summon limit skill drain in the same turn because I'd have to get to this and Saratobi. They are very hard. They are. It's so hard to make this plus Saratobi to out double forget like that. Dual Scarecrow, you have to play this card, especially I think that 2 if you're playing pure. If you're playing like a variant list, then yeah, I think it's understandable not play 2 because the ED space can be tight sometimes. But I think playing 2 just makes your matchup into cash a lot better because if they can like double extra rip if they go for Unicorn Rip and Diablosis Rip, just sniping these 2 can make your gameplay so difficult and to think that are right up. For the Xyz, I played 1 Zeus, the Sargas and Merrymaker. Just being able to like go into boards and just make Merrymaker, Sargas and make a format Zeus to just clear everything is really crazy.
Feels like the best card in the
I know, it's insane. It came up so much. The 1 Gigant, it's just this plus ballistic. That means it's mainly for something in the side deck, but if you open the gearbox, you can discard it for Scarecrow and add it back with the Gigant, which means your like tunneler stuff isn't completely turned off, which I think is insane.
Yeah, it's really good, yeah.
And then the 1 Bagooska because Plan B.
Ooga Booga is a good card.
I know. And then for the Synchros, I did play more originally, but I think 3's enough. The 1 Baron, the Axon, the Saratobi. This didn't come up for time today, but in theory it will come up for time quite often. It comes up to out Floodgates and pop your Piercer, and it just gains you a lot of advantage. It's also a Goose Grout.
Yeah, and it's we get a total of 45 minutes now in regionals, so that's probably why it didn't come up in time, and in locals. But yeah,
it's lovely. KD, I love you.
It's always good to have a Goose Grout.
The X ultimate your Baron. Baron just has an important pass to the end board, and also just get 2 more follow-up by popping your own Piercer that you can Regulus. And then in the side deck, I played double Salvage. It's a crazy card into Floodgates and Cash. It's a really nice card. Just being able to pop your own Piercer out things is crazy. I dual Plunder Patrol at the regional because there was a Plunder Patrol player who's doing really well, and he was on Rivalry because round 1 I got a set next to him, so I just saw what he was doing. And going Salvage to pop the token Yard puts on your field to just out the Rivalry is insane.
Insane, yeah.
I played 4 Bestials. It's mainly for Branded, and it came up via Sprite just to OEK through Scary Moth.
Scary Moth,
yeah. He went Mannequin Cat summon back my Droll, summon Scary Moth from back.
Oh my.
And I just went to be able to go Druis when banish a Sprite name and just clear it is crazy. I doubt that'll ever come up again, but if it does become popular, it's a really nice out.
Yeah,
it's also just good into Branded. I played Double Magical Hound as like my main Floodgate out. Because it's nice to discard. It's also just 3 bodies for pretty much no commitment, which is crazy. For a bit of goo, I played Triple Power Filter.
Give the camera a close up of that one. People aren't going to know what that card does. Just hold, yeah. A little bit down, a little bit left. There you go. You're cooking. Power Filter. Power
Filter is a card that came up on a few YouTube channels a little while ago, just because like going into Syac format. It was just people thought it'd be like a crazy card v Pearly because people expected Pearly to be a lot stronger than it currently is, but it is putting up a lot of names currently. So I thought like last minute I could try this over like Kaiju's. Sadly, it didn't get to come up, which I was really sad about because I thought this card would be insane v Super Heavy and Pearly because Super Heavy would have such a hard time out in this, and I think just being outside that like 1 insta-win Floodgate v Dex is just crazy. Then I played the Orcus package. So I played 1 Orochi, the Symbol Skeleton, the Crescendo, and the Galatea. This basically comes up to out Dark Ruler. It's also really nice into the Super Heavy matchup because you can Crescendo their Piercer, and it means it's banished as well as being negated, so they can't just summon it back off Scarecrow Scales. And that I don't remember who that came up against. Was it you who that came up against, Cameron, or was that someone else?
No, you didn't do it against me.
Galatea is also crazy because you can. If you want to do your tunneler draws before you set the Crescendo, you can shuffle back your gearbox and this can put back your tunneler. So basically you can do your entire combo.
Draws,
you can basically do your entire combo all over again, which is crazy.
And for people who might not know, you're not playing Orcus Nightmare, so how exactly are you getting into your Orcus engine?
So this was the reason I played both Ballista and Gigant, because we're going through your combo. It does take a few more resources, but it's the same 1 card combo and it doesn't take anything more. Because this was I think this was originally Delaney's idea because I don't think anyone got to it just as fast as he did. And I was one of the people he shared it with, and I loved it. It won games. And what you'd do is you'd go into Gigant, and Gigant would search your symbol skeleton, and then you'd link them off into Ballista, you'd search your spy, you'd search your box strategy turn there, you'd make your cleave fort and pensman them all. You usually would only end on a 3-mat apple, which didn't really come up, but it might. But if you open the extra extenders, it does end on a 4-mat, which is insane. And it's just like, you do this after you summon your Regulus, and it's crazy. It felt really, really good. And this is just because I thought it might be a bit hard to push through OTKs with this in your grave. And if you want to banish it, you can banish it to search for a Orochi or a Kaushi. But pretty much the one time I did that was to search for Orochi, and it's just a big player to just push the game. It's really bad v Cash though, which is annoying, but I don't think this deck has a great Cash matchup. I do think we need to work out more ways just to have that strong Cash matchup, because I think if you go against Cash, because Cash was my one loss of the day, and it was the guy who won the regional as well. He was a really good player. His hands were nuts. But mine was game 2, but he went Lava Golem Dark Ruler, which didn't help. And then skillful player, I know. And then late game, he had 2 cards in hand. He went Prosperity, Reveal, Mind Control, take my Zeus, and then burst summon back Unicorn, do full combo. It was so stupid.
Sometimes you're just that insane.
I know.
Insane. Is there anything you'd change about the deck after the regional?
Probably the power filters, because I obviously don't know how strong they are, but after doing a bit more theory after the regional, I think just playing something like Nibok Kaiju is just generally better. Other than that, I don't think so. Maybe, because like, I was thinking about maining the Orcus stuff as like just the crescendo stuff, because there are people who main deck Dark Ruler,
yeah,
and I know people who do.
It seems like Dark Ruler is good in the main, and it's not as good in the side when people are siding like Spell Canceller and stuff.
I don't think Spell Canceller is correct, because like these things like Cash, you just special Ephenria, beat over this Canceller, and then you just go Dark Ruler. It's like, yeah, you're not OTK, but then you just go into Zeus or something. Well, you're not, because if you have like the multiple attacks, it's like if your opponent hasn't ended on like lots of stuff, so if they're playing like a more variated list like Sprite, and they end on Spell Canceller, they won't always end on it. So you should end on Baron though, but if you can try Baydax with something else before you do that, then obviously yeah. Other than that, no, I don't really think so. I think this deck list was pretty solid. Insane, right? Well, thank you, Andrew. Yeah. I'm sure we'll be seeing a lot more from you. This is not the only regional you're about to clout. Any event, watch out for Andrew, because he is coming for all you guys. And yeah, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you all in the next video.